Chris, what is our fifth main topic today?
Our final topic comes from Diego. OMG, guys and gals. The premiere of House of the Dragon has immediately come out of the gate, scorching the record for this year's most watched premiere on premium cable or streaming. The premiere of the show more than doubled that of Stranger Things Season 4, with over 2.6 million households tuning in the first 6 hours that the show launched. This is obviously a massive success and a much-needed win for WBD. Given these initial numbers and how well-received the first episode was, how big do you think this show could go over the next 9 weeks? Can't wait to hear your thoughts. Thanks, and bring on the filthy.
All right, Diego, thanks a lot for saying that in. And I had a friend of mine send me that number initially, that the premiere of House of the Dragon in the initial 6 hours more than doubled the existing record of the first viewing of the new season of Stranger Things. That's crazy. Equaling it would have been crazy. Beating it by a bit would have been crazy. Doubling it is insane. And the insanity continues because the show, the premiere, of course, we just did our after show for it yesterday. If you want to hear some more discussion about it, check it out. It's on the front page of the YouTube channel. Go and find it there. Our Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon after show. But it shattered the record. The HBO, the long-standing storied network of HBO, shattered their record for the most views of a premiere episode, of a debut episode, by miles. This comes from the folks over at the Hollywood Reporter who write the following. The House of the Dragon also brought in the largest single night audience for HBO since the series finale of its parents drew 19.3 million viewers in May of 2019. The best single night tally since was the season 2 finale of Euphoria in February, which had 6.6 million viewers across platform viewers. House of the Dragon also eclipsed the audience for their series debut Game of Thrones, 2.2 million same-day viewers, according to Nielsen in 2011. So, House of the Dragon had 10 million viewers for its debut episode. The context here is insane. The original Game of Thrones debut episode, 2.2 million. Since the Game of Thrones finale, which is the largest watched thing ever, with 19 million viewers, the biggest thing in the 3.5 years since Game of Thrones ended, the most watched thing on HBO was the season 2 finale of Euphoria with 6.6. In 3.5 years, 6.6. House of the Dragon comes out, almost doubles it. And that's just for the premiere episode. I know people who have been dying to watch the show. I still haven't had a chance to watch it yet. And the show is good.
It is good.
So we could see these numbers go up. It's easy for us to hear numbers like 5 million, 6 million, 12 million, whatever, and kind of lose the weight of it. But when you look at what HBO did and what Warner Brothers did with this, they put $100 million into marketing this thing. They believed in this project. And they believe this could be, ever since Game of Thrones, every streaming service has been looking for their Game of Thrones. We've seen Amazon say, we think this could be our Game of Thrones. We've Peacock say, we think this could be our Game of Thrones. This is their new Game of Thrones. This is HBO's new Game of Thrones.
Right.
And Game of Thrones carried that network for a long time. If this thing can carry on this momentum, it can be that next thing, nearly doubling the other highest viewed thing in the last 3.5 years in its debut episode. And it pleased people. People liked it. So, Chris, you see this, doubles the numbers of Stranger Things for opening night, shatters the record for the biggest debut ever on HBO, the biggest thing ever watched in the last 3.5 years on the network. There's a lot of win here. What's your takeaway from it?
I think you said it earlier today. People are thirsty for Thrones. They want
Thirsty for Thrones.
Thirsty for Thrones. And I also think this means that even if a finale for your original content is subversive and not well received by most, people are willing to return to the IP. I think there's a very small percentage of people who are still doing I can't believe anyone would come back to a Game of Thrones property after that abysmal finale. No. We all came back to go, what are you going to do now?
Yeah.
How are we going to do this? Because as we were all watching it was, how many people do you think are watching this legitimately or doing this ought to be good? And we all came out of that episode, though, for the most part of, oh no, this is going to be some good stuff. This is a great setup episode. So I think it just shows you, again, winning cures everything. Sure, I might not have liked what happened to Danny, but now I'm really invested in this season of this show.
Yeah, blame Danny for that. She was a jerk. Anyway, Rob, yeah, like all these numbers, like ton of numbers here. So what's your interpretation of it all?
Well, look, like I said, Thirsty for Thrones, it's true because, John, Game of Thrones is, and even going back and rewatching the show all the way through, which I've done, although I might not have been a fan of the 8th season like you are, the entire show in its entirety is an amazing achievement of television. It's so engrossing and it's so fulfilling watching even one episode, various things. This show provides, it gives you that same, at least the premiere episode, we've seen one episode. I'm watching this, there's great care, there's great thought, the acting is great. I mean, this is top drawer, top shelf TV. It doesn't get any better. Now, you might not be a fantasy fan, but this show shows what you get when you make something with great care, with the creators, with George R. R. Martin's involvement, and showrunners that really know what they're doing. This is what, when you have really talented people knowing exactly what they're making, with a network behind them to provide the resources they need, you win.
One of the things that really impressed me about the first episode was there's clearly a lot of world building, reestablishing everything. When you even just look at these massive sets, the detail in everything. And I had a friend of mine, a filmmaker friend of ours, who once told me, says, if you want to see what kind of care, it doesn't necessarily mean it's good or not, but if you want to see what kind of care and how much a production company really cares about a certain production, look at the details in the set construction. Do they kind of try to get away with as much as they can, which often can still work? Or can you see love and affection in even the texture of the wood on the rail coming down a set of stairs? And when you go back and look at the first episode, House of the Dragon, these massive sets, these town squares, the individual villager costumes and outfits, the detail is insanely good.
You know what else? The actual quality of the cinematography.
Oh yeah,
Streaming shows, I watch a lot of trailers for what's coming out on Netflix. There is a quality, a style for streaming shows. A lot of it in those romantic shows, they all look the same. They don't look cinematic. This show looks incredible. I mean, and obviously they had 8 seasons over the course of a decade to refine it. But each one of these episodes, you feel like you're watching a movie. And now they've got the dragon effects are to the point where these are the best kinds of visual effects you can get. This is the highest quality. And that shows you feel it as a viewer. You feel it, and it makes you want to continue on. No other fantasy show has this kind of quality. Now,
one of our live viewers, Maps, I believe, in the live chat was just saying the question is, where will they put the Starbucks cup? That's the big question. Where's that Starbucks cup going to go?
Little Easter egg for you to find.
Oh God, seriously, they should do that. They should say to all the fans, like, you know what? In every episode, we're gonna hide a Starbucks cup and see if you can find it in once in every episode. I think that would be like one of the
catch them all. You get to be a featured background artist.
We'll fly you out for season 2 and make you a background if you catch them all.
Or we actually just make it part of the canon. Starbucks started in Westeros. Yeah. King's Landing had the first Starbucks.
Ooh, look at you turning on Seattle.
Right there, I'm turning on my hometown. Right there at the waterfront, somewhere at the, the Blackwater Bay, there is a Starbucks. The first Starbucks.
It was the Starbucks cup that killed Joffrey.
It's true.
It's just sitting on the table. It's like, I want you to know it was me.
That's the name on the cup. It was
the sentient Starbucks cup.
All right, guys. Question is for you. The numbers on this show are like mind-bogglingly big, especially when we put in context of all the stuff that's come before it. What did you think? Have you even had a chance to watch the first episode, House of the Dragon, yet? If so, what did you think of it? Maybe you loved it, maybe you didn't. What do these numbers mean to you? Whatever your thoughts are, jump down to the comment section below and leave those thoughts there. We want to take a moment and thank the sponsor of this video, BetterHelp. Guys, long gone are the days that we could afford to just ignore our emotional and mental health. And it's also time that we got over this idea that seeking emotional and mental health is some kind of sign of weakness. When we want to get more physically healthy, we go to the gym and we're proud of that to get our physical bodies healthier and stronger. Well, it's time we gave the same kind of importance to our mental and emotional health, and that's where our friends at BetterHelp come in. BetterHelp is online therapy that offers you video therapy, on the phone, or even live chat only therapy sessions. And I know a lot of people have thought about starting therapy, but they get held up with the idea that it's going to be really expensive. Well, BetterHelp is much more affordable than traditional in-person therapy. So listen, guys, it's time for us to start taking our mental health far more seriously. Our listeners of the John Campea Show get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Campea. That's betterhelp.com/Campea.